Welcome to Passport to Sleep, a calming journey through real places and dreamy escapes. Let's begin tonight's story. We arrive in Rovaniemi just as the daylight begins to fade. It's mid-afternoon, though the sun never climbed high to begin with. Here, in the far north of Finland, light lingers low on the horizon, soft and gold, like a candle flickering behind frosted glass. The landscape outside the car window is all white and pine, deep snow blanketing the ground, spruce trees heavy with powder, and smoke curling slowly from chimneys that seem stitched into the hills. There's no rush, no sound of horns or city chatter, just the muffled rhythm of tires over packed snow and the occasional whisper of wind through the trees. We pull up to the Arctic Treehouse Hotel, where the cabins sit on stilts among the forest, each one facing its own stretch of sky. Our cabin is simple and elegant, wood-panelled, warm and quiet. One wall is made entirely of glass, looking out into a clearing of birch and fir, their limbs etched black against the snow. We step inside and say nothing at first. The silence is too beautiful to interrupt. There's a woolen throw draped over the chair and a small wooden table set with mugs and a kettle. We make tea and carry it to the window, watching the soft daylight melt away into silver dusk. A fox crosses the snow in the distance. Its paws leave perfect prints, then disappear into the woods. When we're ready, we head down the winding path, lamps glowing gently along the snowbank edges, to Restaurant Rakas, just a short walk from the cabin. The snow squeaks underfoot. The air smells faintly of pine and something colder, something crystalline. Inside, the restaurant is glowing. Candlelight, timber beams, tables set with linen and heavy cutlery. The room smells of smoke and juniper and fresh-baked rye. We sit near the fire. The server offers a plate of warm bread with butter whipped with salt and cloudberry. We order something comforting, perhaps a roasted root vegetable soup, or smoked Arctic char served with potatoes and a tang of mustard dill. The flavours are gentle, clean, the kind of food that warms from the inside out. After lunch, we pull our coats tighter and take a short walk through the forest trails behind the hotel. The trees close in softly, tall and even, their trunks dark against the white world. There's no sound except our boots on the path and the gentle hush of snow falling in tiny flakes from the branches above. No other people, just us and the woods and the fading sky. It's not dark yet, not completely, just dusky. Blue shadows stretch long across the snow, and through the trees we catch glimpses of orange, then purple, then indigo. We make our way toward the Arcticum Museum, a long glass structure that curves beside the frozen Unesjoki River. The entrance is quiet, the halls wide and warm. Inside, light glows from beneath frosted panels. The exhibits are calm and still, stories of Arctic nature, of Sami culture, of long winters and polar skies. We wander slowly, reading when we feel like it, pausing often just to take in the way the light hits the snow through the glass ceiling above us. By the time we leave, the sky has gone black, not a heavy black, but velvety, soft and wide. There are stars overhead now, barely visible between slow drifting clouds. The street lamps glow amber along the riverside path. We walk in silence for a while, letting the cold settle on our cheeks, letting the evening unfold without needing to do anything more. Dinner is in town at Neely, a small wooden restaurant just off a snow-covered side street. Inside, it's cosy. Log walls, antler chandeliers, the scent of wood smoke and lingonberry. We take a seat by the window, where frost creeps across the corners of the glass. The staff speak softly. The pace is unhurried. Inside the restaurant, the fire crackles low behind a stone hearth, and the walls are hung with antler chandeliers and old Sami textiles in warm, earthy reds. It smells like smoke, thyme, and something sweet roasting in the back kitchen. We lean back into the carved wooden chairs, still thawing from our walk, and sip warm berry juice from small glass cups that fog as we breathe. When dinner arrives, the table goes quiet. The reindeer stew comes in a clay bowl, tender meat simmered with juniper, root vegetables, and a thick, savoury gravy. It's served with mashed potatoes, buttery and golden, and a spoonful of lingonberry jam that adds a tart forest sweetness with every bite. We share it slowly, pausing often between bites. It tastes like winter, like wilderness, like stories passed down near a fire. Or maybe we choose something simpler, barley risotto with wild mushrooms and local cheese, or grilled Arctic char over soft rye. Each dish is served with care, no flourishes, just warmth and depth. The kind of meal that doesn't try to impress you, it just welcomes you. The server moves quietly, asking if we'd like dessert. We say yes. A small cloudberry tart appears, golden and rustic, served warm with a ribbon of cream and a sprig of pine. The berries burst with flavour, sweet and sharp. The cream cools them into something soft, almost sleepy. We finish every bite. Outside, the snow has deepened. The window panes are frosted now. Beyond the glass, the street lamps cast long shadows across the drifts, and a pair of bundled children pull a sled past the restaurant window, laughing once before disappearing into the dark. We gather our coats and step back into the cold. It's deeper now, the sky above velvet and dark. Overhead, the stars have come out, bright and patient. Somewhere far off, a dog barks once and is answered by the long, low whine of the wind, weaving through the forest. The path back to the treehouse hotel is quiet. The snow crunches beneath our feet. Lanterns mark the way, pools of golden light in the otherwise silent dark. Our cabin waits just as we left it, warm and glowing beneath the tall pines. Inside, we hang our coats and stand at the wide window for a while, watching the snow fall softly into the clearing. And then, we see it, just faintly at first. A shimmer in the sky, like someone breathing green mist across the stars. The aurora borealis, stretching slowly from the horizon in pale arcs, visible between the clouds producing our little snow flurries. It moves gently, like silk in water, changing shape and shade before our eyes. We don't speak. We just watch. A fox crosses again, silent and swift. The trees sway only slightly. The sky above remains wide and black. We make tea and carry our cups to bed, pulling the wool blanket up to our chests. The forest beyond the glass holds still. The hush outside deepens. We don't speak. We don't need to. The day ends the way it began, quiet, slow, and lit by soft things. We wake slowly, cocooned in warmth. Outside, the glass wall shows the same snowy clearing we watched the night before, but now the trees are brushed in pale pink light. The sun has risen, just barely, low and golden on the horizon. The sky is clear, soft as milk glass. Tiny flakes fall now and then, but the air is still. We dress quietly and step into the morning, following the path back toward the main building. The snow has covered our footprints from the night before. It's like we're the first to walk here. Breakfast is waiting inside, a spread of rye bread, sliced cheese, smoked salmon, lingonberry jam, and cinnamon porridge warm enough to melt the cold from our fingertips. There's hot coffee in ceramic mugs, and tea made from Arctic herbs, earthy and calming. We eat near the window, watching the forest shift with early light. Later that morning, we bundle into coats and gloves and heavier boots. A guide meets us by the road, and soon we're gliding out of town, past frozen fields and low, quiet barns, on our way to the forest edge. At Bear Hill Husky, the dogs are waiting, tails wagging and eager, but calm too, as if they know the trail is a sacred thing. We don't rush. The sled ride is slow and deliberate, no race, no urgency, just the gentle pull of the dogs and the soft crunch of snow under the runners. We move through the trees, their trunks tall and still on either side. The only sounds are the dogs' paws and the wind curling through the evergreens. Breath comes out in clouds, fading quickly. It's cold, but not unfriendly. At a clearing, we stop. The guide builds a small fire in the snow, and we sit on reindeer hides laid over wooden benches. A kettle boils over the flame. Soon, we're holding warm mugs of berry juice, sipping in silence as the dogs settle into the snow beside us. It feels like we've stepped outside time. When the sled glides us back toward the edge of town, we're quiet, eyes wide, cheeks pink. Lunch is something simple and sweet at Cafe and Bar 21. Maybe waffles with salmon and cream cheese, or warm ones dusted with sugar and folded over lingonberry jam. The cafe is cosy, light-filled, full of gentle chatter and the smell of espresso and baked dough. We sit in a corner booth beneath hanging lights and let ourselves thaw. That afternoon, we wander slowly towards Santa Claus Village. Yes, it's a bit more whimsical, but in this snow-covered stillness, it feels like a fairy tale rather than a theme park. We cross the Arctic Circle together, marked by a simple line in the snow, and walk between shops built from log and stone. Reindeer stand quietly in a paddock nearby, their breath misting in the cold. We stop inside a post office where letters are sorted by hand, bundled by country, waiting to be answered. Twilight creeps in early, and the village lights glow gold against the snow. Back at the hotel, there's time for rest. We sit in the sauna, quiet, wrapped in heat and silence. Afterward, a quick rinse in cold water wakes every nerve. Then blankets, tea, and a long pause by the fire. Dinner is at Sky Kitchen and View, perched above the treetops with windows stretching toward the stars. The tables are candlelit, and the room feels like a glass cabin in the sky. We order root vegetable soup, followed by perch or pike caught from nearby lakes. Dessert is something soft and warm, perhaps cloudberry tart with cardamom cream. Through the window the sky turns dark, stars blink into view one by one. And though we hope for the northern lights again, we're content with what we have. This room, this food, this moment. We return to the treehouse on foot, our steps soft and deliberate. The snow glows faintly under moonlight, and the world feels like it's holding its breath. Inside, we sink into bed again. The air is cold beyond the glass, but here, wrapped in warmth, everything feels just right. The sky is pale blue when we wake, the clearing outside already softened by light. Snow has fallen overnight, smoothing the world like a fresh page. There are no footprints, only the long shadows of pine trunks stretching out across the clearing. The cabin is warm, the glass steams faintly as we pour water for tea. We dress in thick layers again, but there's no urgency. Today moves even slower than the last. It's not a day for checking things off. It's a day for saying thank you. A quiet goodbye to this place that's held us so still. Breakfast is back at the main building. Oat pancakes stacked gently on a wide ceramic plate, cloudberry jam in a small wooden bowl, thick slices of rye toast, and eggs cooked simply, with butter and herbs. We sit near the window, steam rising from our mugs, and watch snow gather on the outside sill. Somewhere behind us, the fire crackles. We stay a long time. Later in the morning, we head into town once more, this time to visit the Kurundi House of Culture. The streets are still quiet, just the soft hum of snowplows and the occasional cyclist wrapped in wool. Inside the museum, light glows softly on white walls. The galleries hold Finnish and Sami art, paintings of long winters, photographs of forest light, sculptures made of bone, stone, and rusted steel. We move through the exhibits in silence, stopping now and then just to look. The building itself feels like a meditation. Its halls wide, its corners soft. Time doesn't pass here. It just widens. When we step outside again, the sun has begun to dip behind thin clouds. It's not late, but the light is fading. We walk slowly down toward the Kemijoki River, frozen now and shimmering like glass. Along the riverside path, there's a small kota, a traditional Lappish fire hut, with smoke rising faintly from its chimney. A guide waves us in. Inside, it's warm and dim, reindeer hides line the benches, and a small fire crackles in the centre. We're handed tin mugs filled with blackcurrant tea, hot and fragrant. The wood smoke settles into our clothes, and we sit for a long while, letting the heat soak through our boots. No one speaks much. The fire does most of the talking. Afterward, we walk the trail again, this time more slowly. The snow crunches beneath us. The sky is turning lavender. Lunch is casual and comforting at Rosso, a local bistro with candlelit tables and big windows. We order bowls of soup, maybe salmon and dill, maybe creamy mushroom, and fresh bread still warm from the oven. The room hums gently. Locals eat quietly, bundled coats hanging from their chairs. There's music playing softly, something like a lullaby. We sit by the window until our tea cools and the sky darkens. There's time for one final visit, just a short walk away. The Pilka Science Centre, which shares stories of the northern forest, its creatures, its rhythms, its balance. The exhibits are tactile and thoughtful, made to be explored slowly. We wander past a model of a log cabin, listen to the call of an owl through headphones, trace our fingers along a table that maps the migration of reindeer across the snowscape. When we step outside, the air is colder, but softer somehow. The town begins to glow, windows lit from within, the faint sound of music spilling out of cafes. We don't stop again, we simply walk. Back at the treehouse, the sky has turned that familiar winter blue-grey. Snow falls again, light and soundless. We zip our coats and walk once more to the edge of the woods before turning back, just to look. The trees are darker now. The wind is still. A hush has fallen over everything. Inside, the cabin welcomes us one last time. We sit by the window, sipping tea. No music, no phones, no noise. Just the forest, just the snow, just the end of something good. And when we lie back in bed, the blankets pulled high and the night wrapped tightly around the walls of glass, we feel it. That strange and beautiful thing that happens when a place gets inside you. Like the silence of the trees has joined our breath, like the sky might never be the same again. We hope you enjoyed this journey. Please follow us for more destinations, and don't forget to leave a review. It helps others find a peaceful place to drift off to. We'd also like to remind you that information in this episode may become outdated. Please verify with your own research if you plan on travelling to any of these lovely destinations. Until next time.